thank you for joining us this week. I'll try and keep it short. I don't want to upset Gary and make it too long again, but there's a lot to get through this week, so I'm going to make a start and get straight into it. The training this week is going to be centering around our 5k. We did our time trial this weekend, the weekend just gone, and so everyone should have their time. So in a little bit I'm going to show you how to work out what your pace is for that time trial that you did, and you need to use that pace when you are training. Not all the time, obviously, because you can't run 5k pace every day, but there are going to be certain sessions that we're going to run where we need to know what pace to run at, and that's going to start this week. So the session that we're going to do this week is going to be 6 by half a mile. Now, you might be lucky and your track might still be open, but here in South Lyon the tracks are closed. The high school tracks are closed, so I can't get on there. So I'm going to run mine on the trail. I'll just I know I can use my Garmin to measure a half a mile, and I'm going to run that at my 5k pace. So that's why we did the time trial this week. We need to know what a 5k pace is, and then we need to put that into a half a mile effort, and we're going to take 2 minutes recovery. So if 6 by 800 meters or half a mile is, you think it's too far for you, cut it down to 4. But it's really key that you do some running at your 5k pace every single week. And as I keep saying, that's why we did the time trial, so we know what our current 5k pace is, not what our PR is or what our goal for the upcoming races are. We want to know what our pace is now, and that's why we've done the time trial. So you go out there. I would suggest you do it maybe on a Wednesday or a Thursday midweek when we've recovered from the time trial, and you find either, if you're looking, you go to your track, or if you're not, find a nice flat stretch of road where you can run uninterrupted for half a mile, and you've got to run it at that 5k pace. So if your 5k pace is 10 minutes a mile, you're going to be running for 5 minutes. So you run half a mile in 5 minutes, and then you take 2 minutes active recovery. So I don't want you just to stop. It's got to be active jog recovery. So you've done your time trial at the weekend, and let's say for example you did 54 minutes for your 5k time trial. That means you were running at 17:25 per mile, or 8 minutes and 43 seconds for a half a mile, or if you were on the track, that would be 4 minutes and 21 seconds per lap. So this week's exercise, again, it's all from this book by Paul Hobrough, and I'm just going to put a little excerpt from an interview that he did on a podcast called Marathon Talk. I'm also going to put a link at the end from Marathon Talk to the full interview. So I recommend that you go, and you'll have to find, this is a link to the podcast and his interview. I'll find out exactly when his interview starts, and I'll put that up on the screen now.
And if there were to be a strapline, it's do the basics well. What this book isn't is an ego trip for me to give you all of the really high-end, functional, difficult exercise to, which could make me look like the sexiest and most knowledgeable exercise prescriber on the planet. And I will take negative press for the fact that some of the stuff in there might seem too basic.
Yeah.
My biggest bugbear is people can't do the basics.
Yeah.
Everyone jumps to a plank, but they have no transverse abdominus control. They have no deep core control, and they're doing a plank. But everyone thinks they have to do a plank because that's what you have to do for your core control. Don't do a plank if you don't have basic core control. And that's the ethos of the book. Okay. Let's learn to do a really, really good single leg squat before you go and do a barbell squat. It stands to reason.
This week, the exercise I want you to add to your routine is to activate your transverse abdominus. Learn to do this basic exercise well before moving on to other core workouts. So I want you to add this exercise to the single leg squats that you've been doing last week. And if you didn't start doing your single leg squats last week, take a look at the video from last week and learn how to do those as well. As Paul says, we've got to learn these basic exercises first. Just want to say a little mention to Leo and Gary and Diane for organising the Zoom chat that we had on Tuesday. As you know, this Tuesday just gone should have been our first Tuesday down at Running Fit, but such as times that we couldn't get there. But I think there were 25 of us on this Zoom chat, and it worked perfectly. We could see everybody, we could hear everybody, and we saw the drawing of the raffle this week. So big shout out to those guys, and I'm sure we'll do it again because I don't think we'll be down there at the beginning of May. I know Michigan certainly is on lockdown until 30th of April. It's probably going to go on a little bit longer, hopefully not too much longer. So try and get along to the next one. I'm sure we'll do it again, and we had a good time. Question of the week: what is your favourite race distance? Please leave your comments in the Facebook post.